Amid the growing tensions in the Middle East and Russia's war on Ukraine, the G7 foreign ministers meeting in Capri, Italy, is ending its second day. This was the scene last hour. Another family photo of the ministers there. Canada's Mélanie Joly is in the front, and the United States' Antony Blinken is in the back row. And two very special guests, Ukraine's Foreign Affairs Minister and NATO's Secretary General, are there today. For more, we've reached journalist Giles Gibson in Capri. So, Giles, let's begin with the new sanctions that have been imposed on Iran. What are you hearing?
Well, the US has announced on the sideline of this summit or this meeting of foreign ministers here in Capri that it is targeting Iran's missile and drone programs with sanctions, as well as the Iranian Defense Ministry and the Revolutionary Guard Corps. Joe Biden, the US president, saying as he announced these sanctions that allies and partners will issue additional sanctions and measures to restrict Iran's destabilizing military programs. And indeed, simultaneously, as we heard this announcement from the US, we also heard from the UK that they are bringing in a fresh set of sanctions against Iran. Take a listen to David Cameron, the UK's Foreign Secretary.
Iran's behaviour is unacceptable, and it's right that countries come together here at the G7 and make those points, not just because of what Iran has been doing, but also as a message to Israel that we want to play our part in having a coordinated strategy that deals with Iran's aggression that we saw so clearly against Israel over the weekend.
Now, with these talks wrapping up on Friday, the question is, once we have this, or now that we have the US and the UK announcing this combined action, what is the combined position of the G7 nations going to be in terms of just tightening the pressure on Iran after those missile and drone strikes that it carried out against Israel over the weekend?
And the other major conflict being discussed, Russia's war on Ukraine. Ukraine sent its foreign affairs minister. What's the latest on that front?
Yeah, Dmytro Kuleba, the Ukrainian foreign minister, has been very publicly urging his allies here with the G7 foreign ministers to give Ukraine more support in terms of its air defense as it faces pretty much daily drone or missile attacks from Russia. Take a listen to this exchange between the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Dmytro Kuleba.
If Putin is allowed to proceed with impunity, we know he won't stop at Ukraine, and we can safely predict that his aggression will continue. Other would-be aggressors around the world will take note and unleash their own aggressions, and we will have a world of conflict, not a world of peace and security.
So we will work here at the ministerial to make other allies deliver air defense systems to Ukraine, because it's of fundamental importance.
Now, with those calls from the Ukrainian foreign minister for more support, particularly for air defense systems, we have also had the NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg here on the island of Capri saying that they are in the process of trying to get more Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine to help them to defend themselves against Russian strikes. And we've also been hearing that the foreign ministers have been discussing how to potentially leverage $300 billion of frozen Russian assets that are being held in the West since the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine started a couple of years ago.
Giles, thank you. Journalist Giles Gibson at the G7 foreign ministers meeting in Capri, Italy.